Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with the weekly check-in for Cancers this time. I know that it's late as far as getting this uploaded. Had some things happen and yeah. So, but they are up, or nonetheless, obviously, since you're watching this right now. Before I get started, I'm gonna get all the little housekeeping things out of the way. You know, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely consider subscribing to the channel so that you are aware of when I drop new videos, which some more will be popping up here by the end of the week. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. And likely that means you've subscribed to the channel, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As you are listening through the video, give the video a like. Costs nothing. It just helps me continue to grow the channel. You know, leave comments down in the comment section. Let me know how the reading resonated, if it did, and how. If you feel comfortable sharing. If not, then, you know, just leave a cute emoji down in the comment section just to let me know that you were engaged with the reading and you liked it and resonated, something like that. You know, share the video out if you, you know, think someone may, and whoever, you know, you may have friends, other friends who enjoy tarot as well, and that may, you know, enjoy the message. And again, subscribe to the channel. So yeah, now that I got all of that out the way, get started officially here. The decks that I'm using, that'll be down in the description box. What else? Yeah, the way that I read the cards or lay it out, the spread will be start of the week, midweek, end of the week. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go. And I'm factoring in our start to the, you know, fall season. We just had the spring, or not spring, we just had the autumn equinox just yesterday. This is also the start of Libra season, so yeah, it's all about, you know, putting things to harvest, plant seeds, that type of thing. It's all about partnership, duality, balance, that type of thing. So yeah. Ooh, okay. Just falling out, ain't you? And as I lay the cards out, I'm gonna see if I pick up on any channel messages for Cancer. Okay. Ooh, okay. Dang. That wants to be out. So we're gonna rock with that. If I need to pull some more tarot, then I will. Didn't do it for the other signs, but if I feel compelled to do that, then I absolutely will. Yeah, if you also, I did a all signs reading earlier that went up or whatever for the autumnal equinox, so definitely go check that out. You know, also if you have multiple placements, check them out. You know, listen for all of your different placements, is for the all signs reading as well as for these particular readings. Okay, Cancers. I'm hearing heart, so that could mean dealing with matters of the heart, heartfelt feelings. You could be all in your feels as a Cancer. Cancers are very, very in tune with their feelings, I will say. So, however you're feeling, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, that could be on your mind this week. And it is kind of stormy here, so you may have heard that thunder in the background. It was raining. It's not really raining right now, but I don't know. It could pick up again like it was doing earlier. Okay. So I'm gonna move this over just a tad because the devil, I don't want it. It's got a little bit of nudity on there, so I don't want to show that on camera with the cards. I don't know that I would get in trouble, but just to be on the safe side, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm not going to show that. Okay. Okay. All right, so we have the devil that just came out. That's your first card. Again, not going to show it. Or, I don't know, I could probably show it a little. Just make sure I'm covering stuff up. Okay, I am. So, yeah, you have the devil card here. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. And you also have Temperance out here a little later, so you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, or you could have these placements within your chart. Or that could be an indication that you should go check out the readings and the all signs reading for those placements for yourself, those signs. Okay, so with the devil, this is all about, like, you know, your temptation. This is all about, ooh, that was loud, that thunder. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is all about, like, your temptation, sort of like the lower sort of desires, but it doesn't have to be like, whenever I see the devil, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, something that's like forbidden or whatever. I don't feel, but I feel like, you know, there's sort of like a balance you need to have when it comes to that. And so it doesn't always, I don't always see the devil as a negative, if that's what if that's, you know, makes sense. I see that it can mean, like, you know, especially with trust being out here and aligning with it, the Oracle card, I feel like there's a need to trust yourself when it comes to any type of, like, desires you have at the start of this week. That could be kind of like a theme for you, Cancers. It's okay to, you know, feel the feelings that you feel. I know there's a tongue twister there, but it's okay to feel those things. Like, it's nothing wrong with having desires. You know, you should trust yourself not to kind of let yourself go when it comes to that. You know, there should be some, like, balance and structure, discipline when it comes to this whole thing. But we're gonna take a look at the book and see exactly what the book's interpretation is with this. But it says unhealthy habits and desires can consume and control us, which I just mentioned or whatever. The devil has tempted and captured us with their false promises of wealth, power, and pleasure. The upside down pentacle, symbol of dark magic, adorns their forehead. They raise one hand in an assurance of knowledge, and the other hand holds a torch pointing at the earth and all physical things. Excuse me. We are blind to our chains. The devil has so skillfully misled us into their intoxicating realm. Money, sex, power, status, pleasure. You become obsessed with superficial and fleeting desires, and it's led you down an unhealthy path. You might feel guilt and shame as you let the impulses control you, and you might hurt yourself or those around you through your selfishness. So face the hard truth. Take the steps necessary to break your chains and seek help if you need to. Okay, so again, I'm not getting this sense, especially with the other things that are kind of following the other cards, that is that dire for you Cancers. I just feel like it's more so with the trust card being out here, it's more so that you should kind of just be mindful, you know what I mean? Like you should kind of proceed with caution. Just don't allow yourself to kind of get caught up, you know, in your vices, in your desires, in the lower level or the lower. Some of my friends that I talk to when we do like deep dive discussions on different topics, and they're a lot more well versed than I am in them. But one of the sayings that they have is crotch level thinking, you know, or taking something to crotch level. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like a time and a place for it. You know, everything doesn't call for like our lower or base level desires, if that makes sense. You know, there's a time and place for everything. And, you know, to me, trust, you know, is kind of like, on one hand, for some of you, it's like, you know, trust your instincts, you know, trust that your desires are, you know, normal. You know, it's normal to feel these feelings, to have wants and desires and stuff. But at the same time, on the same token, on the other hand, there's a need to have a balance, right? There's a need to be self-aware when it comes to the things that you're doing. So it's just all about balance, especially going into this Libra season. You know, the equinox we just had, like, it's about clarity, it's about balance, it's about, you know, discipline, you know, sowing seeds as well, but also just being mindful about what it is that you're doing, to be mindful about what you're doing to your body, and your well-being, you know, especially like mental health, because I'm kind of getting mental health as well, because some of these cards, the trust, the detached, lead that you have down here, they have the black border, and these to me are sort of like more introspective type energy, kind of contemplation, thinking. So especially with the Eight of Pentacles and Temperance. So yeah, it's just more so, I think this is just more so like a caution with the trust, you know, trusting yourself, but also just kind of be mindful and trust that, you know, things, you're on the right path, but also just be mindful of what you're doing. Okay, so then we have the Eight of Pentacles here. And to me, this is all about like, sort of, it's kind of self-exclamatory. I know I'm saying that word a lot lately, but it's kind of just easy, and you can put your own interpretation to it. So like midweek, I get the sense that this sort of kind of came out in Libra's reading. It wasn't necessarily this Eight of Pentacles card, but it was one that was kind of similar to it. I'm kind of getting the same sort of energy of someone like working on multiple things, because you have the Eight of Pentacles, so it's 8 of these. So, and that number may be significant. You have 11 out here as well as 4. So maybe your angel numbers, you may want to look up 8, 11, and 4. Also put those together, so that would be 8, 1, 4 for your angel numbers, as well as, I think I mentioned the zodiac signs that you could be interacting with right now, which is Capricorn and Sagittarius. or you have those in your placements. Or yeah, those placements in your chart. But yeah, just kind of get the sense of someone or several of you being sort of like in some deep thoughts, and you're just kind of like, I think that you kind of want to, especially with like detach here, you're kind of wanting to take a break. Sorry for the sniffles. You're kind of wanting to take a step back. It could be a thing of wanting to like just escape. I'm hearing that word escape for some reason. But I feel like you may be working on something that just kind of drains your energy a little bit, and you know, at the middle of the week, and it's kind of like you want to kind of escape from that and get away from it. And I don't know, the card is kind of saying detach, so maybe you should give yourself a chance to kind of detach for a minute and come back when you're more fresh and more, you know, more alert and want to, because this person, they look deeply focused on what they're doing, but they also kind of look disinterested, if that makes sense, as well as this person here with a detached. They're just kind of like, here you go. You know, it's just kind of like a drab type energy is what I'm getting. Not necessarily bored, but more so just kind of over what it is that you're doing. You kind of want to do something else, if that makes sense, or your mind is elsewhere. And it could even be that you may need to like kind of get away. You need to change the scenery. That's also what I'm hearing as well. So let's see what this has to say. This is Pentacles. Where's those Pentacles? Here we go. Okay. Whew. All right, so we have Eight of Pentacles. And it says, there can be no success without hard work. Whether you've got an important deadline, a project you've been procrastinating on, or you're looking to improve your situation, it's time to buckle down and get to it. It can feel like a slog, sure, but it'll definitely be worth it, worth all the time and energy. Sorry. The proud feeling when you're finally done will be absolutely amazing, promise. So yeah, I get the sense or the feeling that you have been putting in like hard work. You have been doing this, or you will. This is the energy that you will have by midweek, but by the end of it, you're going to be kind of sulking, and you're going to be kind of like, oh gosh, okay, I need a break. I need to detach for a little bit. So yeah, as I'm putting this, piecing this all together, like your mind could be kind of like on these more in the devil energy of what you're wanting to do, what you would rather be doing, but some of you, or most of you in this collective, may have to focus on your hard work, like projects and things you have to get done, right? But I'm also feeling like for some of you, you've been doing that, like that's what you've been doing, and so you just need you kind of want to detach, like you kind of want to get away from what it is that you're doing. But as the book states, yeah, you do, when there is things that you need to be doing, you definitely want to go ahead and take care of that. But I do feel, sometimes we may run ourselves ragged sometimes, and we may even bite off more than we can chew, and so that can lead to burnout as well. So all that being said, is just you want to have a healthy balance in things. You want to not spread yourself thin, because and I think I mentioned burnout either in Libra's reading, or I know I mentioned that word several times, and that is kind of part of what my channel message will be when I go, when I get to it. But yeah, I'm really getting strongly for a lot of people, not just in this Cancer collective, but just my entire collective in general. All the signs seem to have, been kind of dealing with having their hands in more than one basket, and it's kind of causing burnout for others, trying to do other things. Could be messing with their self-confidence and all that stuff, but that's a whole different reading. But I mentioned that to say that it's all about balance. Like, that has been also a part of this common theme lately, is the need for balance, the need for clarity, and kind of getting on an even playing field, where you do what you need to do, but you also make time for your leisure activities, your pleasure, your wants, your desires, that type of thing. So yeah, okay, we're gonna move on to Temperance. You have that. This is also again about like duality, balance, and just kind of, to me, when I think about Temperance, it makes me feel and think about just someone who's very like at peace, because they've taken the time to balance things. They've come to like a resolution. If they did have a lot of things going on, they've kind of delegated, asked, reached out for others for help, organize things for themselves, taking a step back if they needed to reassess, and now they're in a better place because of it. And so yeah, let's look at the book and see what it says, and we will wrap this reading up, because I definitely want to get it up before morning. Anyway, so we have balance is a beautiful thing. Temperance is a radiant angel, decked out in rainbows, balancing one foot on land and the other in water as she confidently pours water from cup to cup. Sunflowers are bursting behind her, and the sun is bright and full of joy. Temperance is the perfect alchemist, and she's full of song as she blends things together in harmony. Your life is off kilter, and you need to create some balance. Maybe you're burnt out. I mentioned the word burnt out, from working too much. Eight of Pentacles. Maybe you're burnt out from working too much, or you've been binge watching TV all weekend, and now your house is a mess. That goes to the devil thing too. The devil card, I mean. Your house is a mess. Okay. So it's now time to put your house in order and start doing things in moderation. Right, exactly. You'll find that if you work to balance all the different aspects of your life, everything feels so much easier. Try and face this task with optimism and positivity, and enjoy all the wonderful things in your life equally. Okay, so yeah, I definitely agree with the book on that one, because it literally is your cards, your spread. I mean, trust is here, detach is here. I feel strongly a lot of Cancers with this Eight of Pentacles have been working on something, or working on a lot of some things, and they are burnt out, or they're getting ready to be burnt out, and their mind, even though it's on the task at hand, the things that they got to get done, their mind is elsewhere, and you all are just like, okay, I am over it. As far as like detaching, you are over it. You want to leave, you want to do more things, you want out, and it's just kind of like, yeah, but first, but first I gotta take care of this, these things, whatever. And so yeah, it's just kind of like, you have to find that balance, or that happy medium, where you don't do too much or too little. And then you also have the card here of lead, and I feel like you know, you're kind of having to possibly lead by example. Um, you know, you have to kind of see a way forward for yourself, and you know, do give yourself grace, because like this white bird or whatever, I think it's a dove or something. I could be wrong, but I do believe that's a dove. But to me, doves, it kind of symbolize like, you know, grace, elegance, balance as well, beauty, that type of thing. But for the most part, grace. You know, give yourself grace. You know, once you kind of, get to a point where you found that balance, you know, you can lead in a multitude of ways. Like, you know, even leading yourself, you know, it's just kind of like breaking free from any vices that may be holding you back, so that you can lead a better life, or you can lead yourself into a better station in life, when you decide to get that balance in your life. Okay. And so then we have the last card here, Ancient Wisdom, and it says the ancient ones are rising. Okay. And you also kind of like with Libra's reading, you got two, it's like a lot of twos I'm seeing. There's 2 cups here that the angel in the temperance card is holding. 2 figures here is like yourself here and your higher self, or your, you know, your subconscious. But I'm more so feeling like in this card, it's like your higher self. You know, this is kind of like your human, you know, your earth side self. And it's just kind of like you're needing to find, some of you may be a little discombobulated, and you may need to kind of find some balance. Some of you Cancers, but I feel like for the most part, most Cancers in this collective are on their way to balance, or they have balance, and they just need to kind of come up with a plan, or just kind of decompress, if that makes sense. Detach. I keep going back to this detach card, so that it can be better, you know, better lead. If they like are, say for instance, you may be in charge or the boss of something, and you know, kind of running things, managing things is kind of leaving you kind of burnt out. And so, you know, once you sort of find that happy medium, again, it'll make for a better leadership for your, you know, for you as well as for anybody that's under your charge. Ancient Wisdom, this could be in the form of like meditation, you know, giving yourself a chance to like, again, decompress, think things through, make plans, concrete plans rather. And you know, you can tap into like your divine energy, wisdom, and which is ancient wisdom, and your higher self, you know, and you know, download some things to your mind, and write them out. You know, you can write them out, any type of like feelings you may be having, especially when it comes to you know, these burnt out feelings, or you know, try and sort of like, if you are sort of burnt out, try to figure out what's causing the burnout. Like, try and figure out like what's not working, if that makes sense. And that'll kind of help you with yourself. You know, if you are sort of like in a leadership position, maybe especially if this person is like holding like, it looks like a scroll or like a map or something, you know, that could be like your game plan in a way, or your strategy. And it's kind of like you know, you want to try to give yourself a chance to figure out, you know, what are some ways that can make you a better leader. You know, what are some ways that you can implement that would make you, you know, feel better or be a better leader, you know, that type of thing. So I'm going to end it there, Cancers. Hopefully everything made sense, and hopefully it resonated. If it did, definitely leave me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how it resonated, if you feel comfortable sharing. If not, you can leave a, you know, a cute emoji down in the comment section, just so that I know that you were present and, you were engaged, you enjoyed the reading and stuff. Like the video. It definitely costs you nothing to like the video, and it just helps me continue growing my channel and you know, creating these videos as well. Share the video, you know, if you have some friends who enjoy tarot as well. They can definitely you know, support the channel, come over and, you know, get some good readings, and hopefully they subscribe as well. And last but not least, I'm going to do the same, or say the same to you. Besides your friends, you go ahead and subscribe, so that way you are aware of when I drop new videos, which more will be coming this week. And let's see what else. I think that's it, but yeah, the decks that I'm using, they'll be in the description box. And yeah, you know, go check out the all signs reading that I just put up, and look forward to the pick-up pals, as well as a channeled reading that I make that I'm gonna do as well. So it may be like this, like 2 pick-up pal readings that I have in mind to do, or I've been wanting to do, as well as the channel message. So yeah. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time.